Hey guys, welcome back to another Warframe video. This one's just going to be a quick talk which will hopefully prove useful and insightful to a few of you. So, I get asked a lot, how do I keep playing this game without getting burnt out? Indeed, across all my accounts, I've put in excess of 10 or 15,000 hours into Warframe over the last 10 years, and yet still it's a game that I come back to. Now, unfortunately, there is no way for me to provide a solution to everyone, because at the end of the day, Warframe's gameplay style resonates with me in a way that other games perhaps don't. I particularly like the min-maxing element of the game, and since I'm nowhere near to min-maxing everything in my arsenal, there is always something for me to do that keeps me entertained. You guys will undoubtedly experience the game differently to me, so rather than try and come up with some generic answers as to how not to lose interest in the game, I'm going to instead focus on why I don't lose interest. First and foremost, especially right now, I get to make videos and engage with the community outside of playing the game. I love to help people in this game and try and help them understand the intricacies of the mechanics and see people actually get excited about getting new gear and maxing it out. Obviously, I am extremely grateful to be able to actually speak to a decent audience on my channel, and even though it's a very small channel, I still love reading and responding to comments. On top of that though, I've gotten to engage with people all over the world who also play Warframe and just generally have a chat and a good time. Never underestimate how much your gameplay experience will improve when you get to play with others. If anything, that is probably the most important thing for keeping me entertained, so to speak, the other people that I play with and learn from. Secondly, I found my niche in Warframe in the form of eidolon hunting. I started playing back in 2013, but back then the scope of the game was extremely limited. In fact, I played for a few months and then had nothing else to do. I came back after a year or so and found that the game had improved somewhat, but still, nothing that really struck me as inspiring. It wasn't until a few years later, when eidolons were introduced to the game, that I really started to get into Warframe. I saw players strategically work together to take down these new bosses and wanted to be as efficient as they were, and so I made it my mission to get there. With the help of a few players, some of whom sadly no longer play, I was able to reach a level of eidolon hunting which, frankly, made me feel like a pro. From there, it was all about improving times, finding new and interesting strategies, and building up a massive community of hunters. There was never a night cycle where I couldn't just drop a message in the Discord server and have at least 10 people respond to me saying that they were up for an eidolon hunt. Even though those golden days of hunting are gone, and indeed the skill requirements for hunting have also dropped quite a bit, at least in my opinion, it is still a passion I cling to within the game, and I do get addicted trying to improve my mechanics and overall times. The third, and possibly final reason that I keep coming back to Warframe is actually just my life, and how I balance my time in the game with doing other stuff. Right now, during most weeks, I will spend only a maximum of 3 days a week around my computer, and in that time I still have to do my job and sort out everything else that's going on. I also have to set aside time to edit and produce these videos, which means I have to be very conscious of my time. Whilst this might sound like an oof, it means that I am always excited to come back to the game every week and carry on where I left off. Players who spend all their waking hours on this game will burn out quicker than others, unless of course it's their full-time job. When I started this account, as soon as I had got to a point where I was waiting for something to craft or needed to wait to level up, or I'd maxed my standings for the next day, I would just stop playing. In doing this, I've been able to spread my time out extremely well, and hence why I like to be efficient. I need to be able to do as much as possible in the limited amount of time I have to play this game. Just want to add in here as well that a lot of people get frustrated at the developers in Warframe. One thing that I have found coming back to Warframe over the last year is that you will have a much more enjoyable experience if you just separate yourself from all the gossip and everything that goes on development-wise. I don't think I've actually looked once at the dev notes for any updates during this playthrough, and I've actually felt so much better about playing than I did previously. Obviously, you encounter some annoying bugs, but you also encounter some extremely funny ones as well, so always look on the bright side. And there you have it. I know this video has been a bit short, but I thought it worth sharing how I experienced the game and what makes it an enjoyable experience for me. Too many people at the moment I think are just ranting about Warframe's game state, but I actually think it has become a very robust game, particularly in more recent years. If you guys have your own particular likes about Warframe, do feel free to leave them in the comments. I would love to read them, but I would conclude this video by saying that if you want to be drawn into Warframe, get into a community that supports your progress in the game and that you can just have general conversations with about random stuff while you play. That for me is the biggest pull to this game. Anyway, That's all from me. If you did enjoy, then please leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.